Good afternoon. See, previous video I explained about structural elucidation of glucose. What are the questions can be asked there? First one is, give the reaction to show that glucose contains 6 unbranched carbon chain. Second question which can be there, give a reaction to show that glucose contains carbonyl group. Third question, give a reaction to show that glucose contains aldehyde group. Next question, give the reaction to show that there are 5 hydroxyl group, OH group in glucose. Then next question, give a reaction to show that glucose contains one primary alcoholic group. Or they may write glucose on reaction with the red phosphorus and hydrogen iodide and heating gives N-hexane. What it is going to prove? In a reverse manner, they can frame the question. Oh, glucose on reaction with the hydrazine gives glucose hydrazone. What it indicates? Glucose on reaction with the acetic anhydride consumes 5 moles of acetic anhydride. What it indicates? Oh, glucose on reaction with the bromine gives gluconic acid. What does it indicate? Oh, with the HNO3, glucose gives glucaric acid. What it indicates? Like that, the reverse manner, the question also can be there. They can frame that in different ways. Next one is the DL configuration. D and L configuration, like alpha D glucose, beta D glucose. What is alpha and beta? I already mentioned. Anomeric form are written there. In the first carbon, if the OH is on the right side, then alpha. If the OH is on the left side of the anomeric form, then it is beta. Now, what this D and L indicates? Student, please remember, this is not representing dextro or levo. Clockwise or the anti-clock direction, optical activity is not mentioned by this D and L. Please remember this. So absolute configurations over there, and we take that glyceraldehyde as an example. So what is the glyceraldehyde? Write down the glyceraldehyde formula over there. CHO COH CH2OH. See, this is the last chiral carbon in this. This can be with this also. CHO CHOH CH2OH. So this is final chiral carbon. This is the final chiral carbon. And in the last chiral carbon over there, OH is on the right side, then it is represented with the symbol D, or I can write with the plus also. Whereas the last or the final asymmetric carbon, chiral carbon, OH on the left side, then it is represented by L or minus. Don't get confused. This is D glyceraldehyde, this is L glyceraldehyde. Nothing to say with respect to dextroglyceraldehyde or levoglyceraldehyde. No, not at all. L and D represent where the OH is present. That also last chiral or asymmetric carbon. One more example, just see you. Take this example. COOH CnH2 HCH3. What this compound is known as? Alanine, which is a, what is it? This is a amino acid, alpha amino acid, because this is the carbon that contains the functional group, COH group. And what about this? COOH CHNH2 CH3. Now, see here. This is not asymmetric, nor this one. This is the asymmetric. This is the asymmetric carbon or chiral carbon. So what happens then? NH2 is on the right side, then it is D. Whereas here, NH2 on the left side, this is L-alanine. D-alanine, L-alanine. Not only the OH group, even the NH2 group representation is okay. So D and L. Note on this properly. Now, glucose also, just see that. What is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6, yes or no? So, CH, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon. First see which is the last asymmetrical chiral carbon. Which one? This is chiral carbon, this also chiral carbon, this also chiral, this is chiral. Last is this carbon. And see which side OH is there. Which side is there? Right side. So this is D-glucose. Remember this. D-glucose means in the glucose, fifth carbon OH should be there on the right side, then D-glucose. If the fifth carbon OH on the left side, it is L-glucose. Write down the formula of L-glucose yourself. Again, it may be alpha D-glucose, alpha L-glucose. Then, in the alpha L-glucose, fifth carbon changes for the beta. Plus, first carbon also, OH will be shifting. Alpha D-glucose, the first carbon, OH on the right side is there, but the beta left side. Plus, in the fifth carbon, OH will be there on the left side for the beta. L. Not alpha L, beta L. Fifth carbon, there is a change. So, note on this properly. So, if I go for this one, what is that? CHO, CHOH, CH, OH, COH, COH, CHOH. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, this is beta L glucose or beta L glucose, or I can write minus glucose also, because here there is a change, plus here the last chiral carbon, there was a shift in the change in the presence of the OH group. So it is beta, L-glucose, beta minus glucose, L minus. No response for that or no relation to the dextro or levo. Please remember this. Are you getting this? What it says? So this is one thing, important thing. Next is cyclic structure of glucose. See, glucose contains the aldehyde group. So that should have answered all the tests which is answered by an aldehyde. Because glucose is a polyhydroxyaldehyde, it is. Previously I mentioned the structure also. You can see that the first carbon, there is a CHO group. So all the tests like Schiff's reagent test, reaction with the Grignard reagent to give an alcohol, reaction with sodium bisulfite, or when the glucose is converted into pentacetate, they should have reacted with the hydroxylamine NH2OH because CHO group is there. But all this will not react with the glucose, indicating that as like the other aldehyde, CHO group in the glucose is not free. So what is happening actually there? Just see this. C double bond O H C O H H C H O H C O H H C O H H C H2 OH. This is the glucose structure. See, what is happening is that, just see here. From this, the lone pair of electron attack the carbonyl carbon, this shift over there, the negative sign comes and they give two forms. One is C O H H C O H H C H O H C O H H C C H2OH with a hemiacetal ring. This is called as hemiacetal ring. And if I number this, see, this is the first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. As well as one more compound will be given out, that is C H O H C O H H C O H H C O H C. Again hemiacetal CH2OH. Here again, what is happening there? The first carbon, the arrangement of the OH before, this is called as alpha D glucose. This is called as beta D glucose, not beta L glucose. See, there is no change in that fifth carbon. So it is a alpha D and the beta D. Only in the first carbon there is a arrangement of the two OH before. Cyclic structures, alpha and beta D, and this is called as hemiacetal ring. How is formed? By the attack of electron from the oxygen of the fifth carbon to this first carbonyl carbon. I said that also. 6-member rings are more stable because of less strain on the ring. Bond angle will be 120 degree. So 6-member ring will be formed. Now remember here, alpha D glucose and the beta D glucose, they are present with the two different crystalline forms over there. Means these are two different crystalline form of glucose, alpha D and beta D. And melting point of this alpha D glucose is around 419 Kelvin melting point, whereas beta D glucose is 423 Kelvin. This is the melting point of beta D. How we are obtaining this? Alpha D is obtained by concentrated solution of glucose at around 303 Kelvin. Concentrated solution of glucose should be crystallized at around 303 Kelvin. What I get will be this alpha D, whereas hot and saturated glucose solution, hot and saturated, at around 371 Kelvin we get beta D. Note of this. Concentrated glucose solution at around 371 Kelvin, what I get will be the whatever alpha D glucose at around 303 Kelvin, alpha D glucose. Means you crystallize this one, the concentrated glucose solution, then hot saturated glucose, you saturate the solution, you go for crystallization at around 371 Kelvin. What I get will be the beta D glucose. Note of this property, alpha and the beta D. These two are the two crystalline form of glucose. See, the glucose will be existing with the two form, anomeric form. How it is? See here. First one is, this one is alpha D glucose. This is beta D glucose. How it happened? Due to the attack of the lone pair of electron to this carbon and carbon shifting, then this H will be taken by this. So here I have H here, I have H here, I have OH here, I have the H here. So this alpha D and the beta D glucose are anomeric form. Second one, writing like this, the cyclic structure is called as Fischer structure, because scientist Fischer gave this Fischer structure or Fischer ring structure for glucose. Note on this. Now, from where to where there is a hemiacetal ring, C1 to C5 there is a hemiacetal ring. This is the third note. Now see, glucose can be written with another form, 6-member ring. When I write that glucose with a 6-member ring, I can say it as pyranose, resembling the pyranose, pyrene resemblance. What is pyrene? See you. This compound is called as pyrade. So when I write this glucose, see how what structure we call them? Exclude these bonds. Only if you move like this. This resembles this 6-member ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I write this one like this, CH2H, H, then H, OH, then OH, 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 H, H. This is called the Howard structure of glucose. See, to write the Howard structure of the glucose, just remember cyclic structure of the glucose. In the cyclic structure, whichever the OH are present on the right side, always written down, whereas which are on the left side are written at the up in the Howard structure. This is the Howard structure of alpha D glucose. In the beta D, what is happening there? First carbon OH is on the left side, so shift this one to here. This becomes beta D glucose. So to write the Howard structure, you remember the cyclic structure of the glucose. Just here. C O H H C O H H C O H H C O H H C O, then CH2OH. So first write down this 6-member ring. That's the first point. I again repeat. First write the 6-member ring like the pyrade. For Howard structure for alpha D glucose. First write down the 6-member ring O. I wrote. Then show the bonds. Like this. And see, while writing, what to do is, whichever OH on the right side is there, they will be downward. OH, 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 H, CH2OH. So downward. Whereas the third carbon OH on the left side, write it up. Remaining, write down with the H. This is alpha D glucose. Now, to write the beta D glucose, what is happening there? Beta D, this position OH shift. So, right now again, pyrade structure. Okay, 6-member ring, right? Then, which are on the right side, write down downward. So, first carbon OH on the left side, so OH at the top, H on the down. Second carbon OH on the down, because it is right side. Third carbon, it is on the left. Fourth, it is right. Then we have CH2OH, and that will be having a H. See here? Fifth carbon only bonded to the first carbon. Just here. Just here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth carbon is bonded to the oxygen, hemiacetal ring. Plus in the fifth carbon there is a CH2OH group also. And remember, CH2OH group will be always at the top only. It will not be in this side. It will be the upper side only. Whether beta D, alpha D, etc. So no change. So this is beta D glucopyranose. How was structure? Note on this properly.